In today's session, we will be working on our products page. We're going to be showing the products from Fake API Store. And after that, as you can see, let's see how it looks like. So lastly, this is where we left at. We build our nav bar with our products. If you change the products, you just see I am product page. You'll also see about, and then we'll also see contact and see login. So we'll build our login and register afterwards after we build our product. So that will be the last thing that we'll be working on. Are you excited? Yes. So today will be a game changer. So as you can see, we never changed the name of our app, so it's still showing something weird from React. So let's call it our. So this is where you change your title. No script. If you've not enabled your JavaScript, basically you're going to see. Let me just remove this window. You just be seeing this. So if you run the app without JavaScript, if you constrict JavaScript to your browser, this is what you're going to be seeing. So today we are going to be building now some cool page. Now the products page, we'll build the product page in this session. We are going to be building this, and then we are going to be building the product description page. So first, let's start off with the products. So I've already done some because we were getting errors. So I've already done some little code here. But basically, what I've done is I've imported React, useState, and useEffect. So these are some of the things which I will explain to you when we'll be doing our bootcamp. So kindly just make sure that you join our bootcamp. Very essential, very informative. If you're starting out there with a React Native, we are going to do end-to-end explanations of each and every jargons which you can meet when you're building with React Native. So I've also imported navlink. Basically, navlink it's just like a tags. You know a tags in normal browser. It's just the same, almost the same. But it works the same, but now for this, we are importing it to our system as navlink from React Rotterdam, the one which we installed in the previous pod. If you have not watched our introduction to this course, into this step-by-step project of building the e-commerce, there's a link for you. I'll be sharing it up here so that you can just click and start it from there. You'll be able to understand step by step how we started, from how we started this project, setting up our SRC folder, building the app.css, building the app.js, index.css, and also index.js. You'll be able to get some good introduction into that. So just make sure you watch it kindly, because you will be able to understand each and every stuff that we've been working on. Very interesting and very much informative. So in this, now we are going to be showing you some interesting stuff. You're going to be using useEffect. Yes, you have never used, you're going to use it the first time. We are also going to be using useState. Very important. You're going to be understanding a lot about useState and how you fetch data from a live API. And also I'm going to show you how you build the loading. You see in our website, when you click on something, then something is loading. I'm going to show you. And then another very important stuff in this video, we are going to be building filter. Very important, very complex, and very good good skill to get. So and after that, I'm going to be showing you how to link. We're going to be doing the product.jsx. This one is still empty, so you can see it's just empty stuff. I'm going to be showing you how to build that function, which is going to be getting those products, and then we are going to be concatenating it with JavaScript so that you can be able to see a specific project. Basically, that's what we'll be covering right now. Very good skills if you're starting out there. Kindly as always, kindly always subscribe to this channel, turn on the notifications, and then be able to learn in everything that we'll be doing in the next sessions. So let's start off. Now that we have imported all the things that we need, we also need skeleton. Skeleton is a React loading skeleton. Let me just call it. It's a way of you being able to implement the loading thing. So so for the return, we won't have the return will just be down there. So but we are going to build some several use state functions, and then we are going to be also doing getting product the products thing. So let's dive in. So the first thing we'll do. So I'm going to be using arrow functions a lot. So the first arrow function will be, we are going to be exporting the default product. So that one we started. So here let's work on the states. So we will be having one state. So the first one will be data and set data. Set data. So the data or data. So whatever, but we are going to be getting data first, and we are going to be using useState. Is it listed here? No. Yeah, we're going to be using useState. So you can even change data. Let me show you how you can do this easily. So this is a ES7. Let me actually show you the let me show you the kind of extension that I'm using to give me these auto suggestions. I'm using ES7. Although I just do a whole video which will be showing you these extensions. So basically this is what is giving me those snippets. The ES7 plus and the ES7 is what is giving me these suggestions. So let's continue. So in the initial state, we won't have initial state here, but we will be having a blank list. Now that we are getting the list from the store and then bringing it here, so we will be having an empty list to start with. And then we'll also have use. We'll also have use state. We'll also have another state. And this state now will be for the filter. So filter. And then this should be big F. I will explain why we need to be having this. These are way of how you're supposed to organize your code. And there, we're going to be having this data. So we get the filter, and then we filter the data which is coming in. And then we'll have another use state. And then this state will be for the loading. I'm going to show you how we're going to be using this. Then set loading. And then the initial state will be false. So when you go to the website, basically there will be nothing happening there. There's nothing you're loading. But now after you get the data, you now start loading. So let's go to the next thing. The next link, the next thing will be because you'll be using class components. There's this set component mounted or something like that. So I'll explain how it works. So then we will have component mounted. So we check whether the component has been mounted so that we can now start displaying the products. So we'll put it true first. Sorry, true. Okay. And then I forgot something very okay. For this, you can just leave them. But when someone injects use strict up here, then this will give you some trouble. So let's just put some commas there. And now the next one is now fetching the data. So we're going to be getting the data from, let me show you where we are going to be getting the data. Right now there's nothing happening here, but you'll now start seeing some data here. So we are using fake APIs too. And now the first thing that we will be getting the products. You can see we have products here. So we have 20 products, and this is what we are going to be using. So let's dive in. me show you how it looks like. I think you can see we have some get, we have products one. So I will show you how we are going to be using this to filter the product. So let's say for the product description, say you click on a product and then you want to understand, or you want to see the bigger overview. You want to see the picture, you want to see the description, the price, and you want to add it to cart. This is where we are going to be using this. And then the others, for example, these ones I'm going to be using them. We are going to be using them for the filtering. So let's now continue with our code. So now we are going to be using useEffect. So we want to be able to fetch the products continuously. So we won't be fetching it after something changes, but we just need to fetch them, just all of them. So let's use effect. Use effect. So once we do that, we are going to get that. So we won't have input here. Sorry, we won't have this. This will be blank. But if we wanted to be able to pull the data when something changes from the API, then we would put something here. For example, we can put data or something like that. If data changes, then we pull it. And then inside use effect, this will be a longer. This will be a longer. It will be a longer function, or it will be a longer function. So let me show you. So in the use effect, we won't have any parameters, but we'll have we'll have some functions inside it. So, and this will be an async. So we are going to be getting products. We are going to be getting products, which will be an async function. This is how we define an async function. And then for that, inside this async function, we'll put we will now set loading to true because we are waiting for data. It's an async function which is getting data uh, asynchronously. So we just get the loading true so that someone can be seeing that loader as we wait for the as we wait for the product to come. So set loading and we put it to true. Because we don't have data, we are waiting for the data, so we need to be, the user needs to see something happening. So then we'll go to the next one. The next one will be now the famous fetch API. So we are going to be using await, and this data is going to be coming into response, and then it will be equal to await. So we fetch this data asynchronously. So let's fetch it, and then this is a function. And we can also close it here. After that, you're going to be getting a fetch API. Let me show you where I'm getting the link. Sorry. So you're going to be getting this API. Sorry. You're going to be getting this and then flash products. So we're going to be getting all these products. So let's copy this. Let's go back to code and then let's paste it. Let's go back to code and then paste it. So we already have an API which is working and we are ready to get the data. So the next step will be quite interesting. It will be if we now check whether the component mount, which we put it to true. So basically we're just checking component. If component mounted, if now the component is ready to get the data, we do something with we set data. We set data. The data that we are going to be using, we are going to, this set data function will basically this callback will be awaiting. We'll be awaiting response, and then we dot clone it. We get a copy of what we were doing, and then we convert it to JSON. That looks good now. So let's go to the next, and then we will set filter. Now that we have data, we have something we can do. So we will set this filter to await response dot. Now we get the JSON. Now we now we set the filter, we actually kind of copy the data to the filter now. Now that we can be able, now that we have an array of the same, we'll be able now to start filtering from that. And then after that, guess what? You're going to set loading to false. Now that you have data, you don't need to continue loading. This will be false. Okay. And then after that, we could, okay, if you want to be able to see what's happening, you can just console log. You can just console log and see what's really happening in the hood. So get the filter now. If you filter, you'll be able to see it on the logs. And then after that, we just go outside the if, and then we will return something here. We'll return, it will be an arrow function. So I'll actually do a whole video explaining all this, what this really means. Um, and then we will return this one, component mounted, and this will be equal to false. Okay, that's it. Then after that, let's just close this, and then we close this. Then after that, we are still in the useEffect function. So here now we run this function, this specific function, get product, no argument, just like that. Now we will go to the next thing. Now let's start building. Let's start building something interesting. Let's build the loading. Now we have that loading, the loader, which shows like this. So you have to build it so that we can be able to call it in our return statements. So we'll have a const loading, which will be equal. This will be a function which now returns. It will be a function which has a return statement, and then the return will be sort of a JSX thing. So the first thing, because we don't want to get some hullabaloos from the JSX, first of all, let's silence it, and then we will have dot call dash md. This is bootstrap, quite easy, but I think just give me do you need a bootstrap video? If you need it, write on the comments. If you need a bootstrap video which explains each and every and how to use bootstrap and how to integrate it here, kindly comment, do a comment, and then we are going to be doing it for you. So let's continue. So after that, column md3. But we have an error. No, we don't have an error. We just have a warning. So after that, we will have the skeleton now. Let's put the skeleton here, and then height would be 350. Okay, and that's it. Remember to close it because you don't want fights with JSX. So let's go on to another column. So it's like we are just doing 3 columns. Column dash md dash 3, and then in this, so basically we're just rebuilding the same. So this will have column md. You want to be able to see 3 loading stuff. So this will have another skeleton, and this skeleton will have an item. It will just be the same of 350 or 250, 350. And don't forget to close it. So because we will be having 3 equal columns showing that loader, we can just copy paste it, and that will be, we'll close that. So here we can because of the stories with the JS. I just close that. And then now we go to filter product. Filter, and to const um, filter, filter, and then this we are going to be want to be able to filter product, and then this will have an argument, and then I'm just calling it cat. You can call it something else, and then we continue. Then we say, updated. We get the updated list, which will be equals to filter. They are very there are some of the functions which you need to understand, like filter, map. These are very essential functions that you will need to understand. So because we are going to be using data dot filter, sorry, data dot filter, and then it will be a function, and inside the function we'll have this. We'll get the x, which will be equal to that's an arrow function, not equal. So not category, category. It's equal to this, the argument that we input up there, then we return something. Then we set our filter, set filter, and then we set it with now updated. Now, this is how this thing is working. We are going to be filtering it, and then after we filter, we have to change. Okay, we have to update the list that we were in the filter, and then we will have updated list. So this is what it means. Now that we have data, like a chunk of data, we want to be able to pick some data points, and then after that we return it as an updated list. Basically, this is what this function is doing. And then we go on to let's now show products. So we'll be doing a lot of code, but we are not showing anything. So let's show products now. We'll be equal to be an arrow function. Sorry, which has a return, and then it will return a JSX. Then in this JSX, we will have classes. We have div classes here, so we just take dot, and then we say buttons specs div flex specs justify. It's just normal justify content center, and then we have margin bottom as 5, and then padding bottom is 5. Sorry, so this seems not to work. So this is buttons, no? Say div class name is also all of them. So we have buttons, we have flex, justify content. We justify the content center, and then we have margin bottom and padding bottom. So let's close this. We don't want to have fights with it. So the next thing is we'll have button. Sorry, button dot btn. So we get that button btn, and then we want it to have an outline of dark outline dark, and also we'll have that So in this button, when we click it, we want to call a function. Sorry, it should not be on click. We will be able to call this function. Set filter, set filter. Then we will be loading the data there. Okay, there's an error there, so we're going to be in that. So we're going to be doing this anonymous function, which is going to be returning all the data. And then here will just be all. Okay. And then let's continue to the next. Just a second. I'll see if I have something here. So just a second. So this should be loading. Loading. So let's now continue. So after that, after building that all, we'll have another button almost same as this. So I think we'll just copy. Oh, sorry, should be just copy this, and this one will be main, and then it will just be the same. And then here on click, we'll be calling another function which is filter product, and then here we pass a string. So when you return the API, it tells us all this. So now we are going to be using something from the API. Mains plugin. Okay. Then that is main, and then we have another button which looks more or less like this. And then here, instead of mains, we'll have here we'll have women's clothing. Then instead of men, we'll have women. Okay, and then we go on to the second last button, which will have this. Will have a filter jewelry. So this will be jewelry. Jewelry. And then the last button will have electronics. So let's go on. We have electronics. So it's like we are actually passing we are passing some data to our filter product. You can see this card. This is now what will happen is after we pass that string to come here. Now we'll be able to we are going to filter data with the category x.category is now the data which we have the big chunk, the corpus. We are now going to be filtering based on what we input here, and that's what is happening here. So let me just show you just a second. Let me just go back to the data which we are using. I'll show you something now. Let's see, we have ID, we have laptops, we have description, and then sorry, let's go back to the API store. Then you will be able to see the categories. The categories you can see, this is what we are filtering with. We are having I don't know whether you can see this. Let me just increase it as you can see. You can see we have electronics, we have jewelry, we have men's clothing, and then we have. So the easiest way is you can just be copying it and then come in here and just paste it directly to just avoid typos. Okay. and then we have men's clothing and that and that. Okay, so let's just continue. That's basically what's happening in that page. So after doing those, you're now going to do another thing, which is a filter. So after that, we are going to be doing a filter. So and this is how our filter will be looking. So we are going to be starting with that. So as I said, filter and map are one of the um, stuff which you can learn in JavaScript. It will be really much helpful, especially when you're working with data. So we'll filter and then we map. Sorry, having a lot of typos today. So this is going to be mapping. So that will be let me just close it here. Then we'll have something like this, and then we'll have a product, and then this will be, these are anonymous functions. So once we'll do another function, another video for the functions so that I can explain them fully. Then this is going to be returning something. It'll be returning a JSX. So it will look like this. This is how it will look like, and then it's just basically silencing it and telling the compiler this is JSX. So we'll just continue building it. Building this. So let's continue. Oh, I just removed this because I saw there was some error. So as you saw it here, compiled with some errors to one error. That's where the error was coming. So we'll have a div here. The div will be called dash md, just the same as the one that we are doing. But now this will be having another additional one, margin bottom of 4. Okay, and then inside here we'll have div or card. This will be a card. Card now will be showing the product. The card will be having a height of 100 pixels. Then we'll have a text center, and then padding of 4. Okay, and then inside here, so JSX or React recommends us that we have key for each and every, because this is just key for it will, this list needs to have like a sort of key or a unique key for each and every list that we have. Because now we have here, we'll call the key. The key here will be, sorry, we forgot to close it. The key should be looking like this, and then the key will be product dot id. And then inside the div, here inside the div, now we will have inside the div we will have image. Now that we have an image there, and then inside the image, so we can just actually close it so that we avoid a lot of errors. So we inside the image we'll have src, this is just a normal image, and then we'll get product dot image. I will have an height of, now we'll define it to 50 pixels, and then we'll have a class name of card img top, and then alt will be equal to product dot title. Okay, we have closed that, so we'll have another one after that div. Where you can see where it is closing at here. Now after that we'll have another one. Now that we need to have an image on top and then some other description. So this should be dot card body. So the card body, card dash body. That's a valid um, bootstrap. So here we'll have h5, and h5 will have a class of card title, and then we'll have margin bottom of 0, margin bottom of 0. Then in this h5, what we'll be displaying here is we'll just be having product dot title, and then we need to make it a substring, substring. So substring. We just want to have it like dot dot dot. We don't want to pull a lot of text there. So the substring will be 0. I can read about substring, or we do another video into this. So after that, so that's the kite title. If we have a long string, we concatenate it, and then we put dot dot dot, so that when a client, when a user clicks on that specific, they will go to the real product. So we'll now have p. Now the p will be the card text, and then it will have a class of lead, and then font to it will be bold, not bold. It will be bold, and then here we'll have euro. So we're going to be using euro, but you can choose wherever you want. So option shift 2. Then here we'll have euro. This should not be div. Should not be div, but a p. Just a second. Should be p. And then it should be just one line. So inside the p, this is just the price. We'll have product price. So we just we have that outside. Then we do this, and then we jump product dot price. Okay. It should be 0, 12. See, we're getting some errors. Now after building that, we now need to have a nav link. Now that we need to be able to enable the user to click so that they can go to the next product. So let's do nav link. Nav link. This is the same as the normal. This is the same as the normal JSX syntax. So let's just first of all close it. Nav link, and this will have some title of buy now. So inside the nav link, we'll have some properties. The first property will be to. So where are we going after clicking the link? So we'll be going to, I'm going to be using the structure. I'm going to be destructuring this. So we'll be going to slash products, product slash we're going to be using you're going to be my microphone is working, so we're going to be using that, and then product dot id, and then this also will be having a class name of button, the same one, the same button that we were building there, outline dark. We forgot to add this. That's why we're getting some errors here. So after doing the nav link and buy now, we should be having so let's just first of all close on this, and then we close on this, and we close on this. I think we missed on something. A second. So we have there's a second, we have shouldn't have this div here to look awkward, so let's just push it downwards to here. That looks cool. So let's now go to build the last thing for this page. So the last thing here, we are now returning, as you can see in our page, it's still showing the product. You can say I don't know whether you can see it. Let me just zoom it out. The product page. And we can even input some strings here and say I'm willing to show something interesting. So interesting. So now let's now start building on that. If I refresh, you'll see the change. So let's now go on to build the last the return now. The final return to now here we return a JSX. Then inside the JSX we will now have we have a div which is the container. We are now going to be having all things in a container, and then inside this container we'll have 5 and padding of 5. And then we have another row. We'll have another div plus code row. So inside row we'll have another div. We just have a lot of divs. So column. This will have in a margin bottom of 5. No space, bottom of 5. So and then now we can build something here. So h1 dot display 6. So we'll have an h1 with a display of 6 and boulder, font weight of boulder, and then we'll have text center. And then inside here we'll have latest products. Okay. And then we'll have latest products. And then we close the h1. And after that, we will now have a continuous line. So let's just the easiest way to have a continuous line is just an HR. There's something wrong here. Yeah, you saw it. And then you can see we have an error here. And let's figure out where the error is coming from. And then put it up there where you can see it well. Saw it there. We had closed each one twice. So if I can show you how it looks like in the website or in the browser, that's how it looks like. So let's now continue with let's go out of this div now, and then we display the products. So the products now will have these are we are going to be these are how we are going to be doing displaying the products. So inside here we'll have loading, loading question mark, and then we have loading. And we'll have, if we are not loading, we call show product, show products, and then that's it. So this one will also have just 5 content and spreadsheet. Are you ready to see what we have already built? Have you want to see how it looks like? Yes. Let me show you how it looks like. Sorry. See how it looks like. Let me just put it in a bigger screen so that you can be able to see. So we just make it bigger. Let me show you how it looks like. Stretch the screen. Let me just transform this to make it bigger so that you can be able to see how it looks like. Stretch. This is how the website looks like. So, and then let's try out our filter with breaks. Nice. Yes, 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 yes. Then women can, so you can see that. So you can see we have an error here. We are not supposed to have women twice. So we are supposed to have different stuff there. And where let me just make this small. Let me just make this small. So where we are supposed to be doing that is, let me show you where we have an error. So we are not supposed to have women, women, women. Because you can see we have 3 women. So let's have jewelry. Let's copy that and then put it here. You will see it literally updating. This jewelry, and then we have electronics. Actually updating. That's it. So you can see we have all. If you click on all, you're going to be seeing all the products. And this is the page that we get all the products. And then we have men, and then we have women, then we have jewelry, and then electronics. Nice. So there's something you're supposed to be building now. If you click on this, something happens. Nothing is happening. So let's go back. If you just open this, you can basically you can't see. So we have to build, but you can see our. Let me make this bigger. But you can see our navlink is working. So you can see our navlink is working. Let me make it bigger for you to see. I don't know whether you can see the URL. So let's first of all make this smaller so that you can see. So let's continue. Let's continue. Let's now. So that's working. That's working very well. But if you check on the URL here, you can see. Let me just copy paste it in the code so that you can see how it looks like. So let's just go to the products, the single product, and then we paste the URL that we are getting. So this is what you are getting. So our filter is working, the one which we did here. You can see, let me show you where we did that filter. So just a second. If you click on navlink here, this is how we pass the let me just switch it over here. So this is how we pass the IDs. So if you say product.id, if you click on navlink, you get that product, the one that you clicked, then you pass in the ID, basically the filter. That's how you are supposed. That's how you are able to get a single product. So here, let's now start building the product. Product will follow almost the same, but now you see I've done some imports. Basically, the reason why I started by building these imports is because I did want some errors. For example, if you remove some of them, but these are they are almost the same as the one which you imported before. You can see we have React Redux here. So the reason why we have React Redux here is I did some Redux stuff which are to manage store. So after this video, you can watch the next video where we'll be explaining now the Redux part. So we have that, and then we have action, reducer, and we'll now get some interesting ideas about Redux. And then we have set loading skeleton. So for this, we'll have a return, but now the return will have let's say this is where we return. We'll return product. So so that's where we're going to be. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like basically. So let's now start building it. So here we just go step by step like we did before. And then we have some imports here. Although I'll be sharing this code, don't worry about the imports. So we can go on to, we already have the export. Now we won't have the product. This will be product, not product. So we can just remove it here. Okay. Let's see whether it fails. It doesn't. So let's now continue. Let's now start building it. So the return will be down there. We have some other stuff that you are supposed to be writing here. So the first thing is we are going to have use params. So use params is just like rec params. If you have done something with backend, use params is the same as rec params. So let's build that. So let's do const id equals to, we use params. Use params. It will be like that. So we want to be able to use the parameters that we sent from the other component through navlink. Then we'll have useState. So always the first one will have product. We have two here, and then we don't have initial state. We just have blank, not an object, but a blank list. And then we'll have use just the same as the one that we used loading. It is just exactly the same as the one that we did. Then we set loading, and then we'll call this will be false. So at first, the first state, the initial state should be false. This thing should not be loading. Then let's now go to dispatch now. Use dispatch. I don't know whether this is going to be nice. It's here. So No worries, I'll show how to do it. It is not supposed to be like that. So supposed to get it a variable. So constant, let's call it dispatch, will be equal to that. Dispatch, not dispatch. Then now we will go to use effect. Yes, effect. This effect is here. And then on the input, we'll have nothing here. So we don't want to track anything. We just want to be able to, we just want to be, now instead of products, now we will be getting the product now. We just want to be able to get the products. We don't need to keep on refreshing or getting new state if something changes from the other side. So async. So this will be an async function, and it will have it will set loading. Sorry, set load. You set loading true. Now that you're getting data, you need to be able to see what is happening. So you need to see the loading. And then const response. Now let's go to API now. Const response await. And then we are going to be fetching. Now we won't fetch the same API. We are going to be fetching almost the same. Let's just go. Sorry, there's an error here, so this should be loading. So let's go back to our API. Now we are going to be getting. Sorry, let's go back. You're going to be getting this, but now we want to have a parameter on top of what we are getting. So let me show you what I mean. Now we'll get this. We want to use now the second API endpoint. So, but now for the one and everything, we are going to be passing it dynamically using the parameters that we are getting from the other side. So basically, when a user clicks on a product, it will get a link, or it will get a nav link which has a product ID. But now, because that will be now we'll have the parameter after the products. Now we get the parameter which is 1. So we are going to be getting this. We are going to be getting this. So let's get that. But instead of 1 here, we're going to be passing this one dynamically. This is how you pass it dynamically. Very interesting. So you're going to be passing that. You're going to get the parameter that we destructured up here. You can see it's here. And then pass it here. Okay, that's it. And then we'll go back and set product to, it will have an await. So if we are loading data, we wait, and then it will have a JSON object. So response.json to be like that. Then after we get the data, as always, we set loading to false. Set loading to false. Okay, and then we go outside the get product function, and then we just call it. And that's it. Now we have the data. If you console.log the set loading, or if you console.log, first of all, let me just show you something very interesting. But now we don't have an ID, so let me show you. Console.log, then we see response. Instead of this ID, we can use. Let's just remove this first, and then we put a 1. Getting data. So I will actually show you how to test that. So let's just go back. So let's just continue. We'll do this later. So because it seems I'm not getting the data. Because you have to keep on loading the stuff. So let's now go to the loading function. and basically it will just look the same as this. It will just look the same as this. So let's just copy all that. When we'll be doing our React Native advanced or React Native bootcamp, I will show you how to destructure this to make sure that you are not repeating yourself. So this is, we are sort of doing some repeating ourselves. So, but for now, this is allowed because you are actually learning, but I'll show you in the next. So loading, now we won't have that, we'll have MD6. So this will be 6. And this will not be 351 to have it is 400, and then we'll have multiple skeletons. We have the skeleton, instead of having, we'll have one div with many skeletons, so we'll have all these divs with let's just remove these divs. We'll have one div with multiple skeletons. That's it. And then how many skeletons do we have? Do we need? We need 6. Now that we have um, 6 columns, we need to have 6 stuff. We need to have six displays. So we'll double this. And then some of sorry, didn't have there. And then after that, the first one will have an height and a width. This width will be equals to 300. But the height, so let's just have the first one to be 50, 75, 25, 50, 150, and lastly also we have 50 here, but now this one will have width. It's like we're just distributing the columns. This one will have a width of that's the last one will have a width of 100, and the style here, that's the last one. I'll show you what we mean by this. We'll have should be having two. This is inline CSS in JavaScript. So we'll have margin left of 6, and then we close that div. So we have like 6 skeletons, but we need another one on top of this. So we just copy this and come here, paste. But let's not forget to close the div. And this skeleton will just have an height of 400. Nothing else. We don't need this. That looks good now. Now let's now go to the last function, which is const should be show product. Show. Want to build the show product now. It will be equal to an arrow function, which has a return. And then we just silence all this. It will be similar to the other one. But now let's just build it. Let me just show you how it looks. img dot. So we'll have a img of call dash md dash 6. Okay. So as you can see, it is auto suggested for us. The source will be product.title. The title. Then alt will be product. It's not title, kindly image. Product dot title. Then we'll have an height of 400 pixels and width of 400 pixels. That looks clean. Sorry, we were supposed to be on a .md dash. Let's call dash md dash 6. This is supposed to be inside here. Sorry, I think I deleted it by mistake. Now, after the image, we just close that. Okay. That's it. So let's now go to another div, and this div will be the same to call dash md dash 6, and then we will be having an h4 here, but now the h4 will be text. It will be uppercase. It will be in uppercase, and then the h4 will be product. The to be category, like that. So it will be text to uppercase, and then it will be text. It will be black. I want to make it black, not black, but medium black. How do you call medium black? Should be some funny name. So then we'll have another h1 display. We'll have a class of display 5, and then this will be product dot title. So that will be product dot title, and then after that, inside the same div, we'll have another p, which will be of lead. But let's add some more properties here. To be font weight of bolder. So, and then we type in rating. We now have rating for this product. Then we call in product.rating, product.rating. Why am I always getting? Why am I getting? Am I getting D? I should be P. Product.rating. And then we'll also have here rating rate. Product.rating rate. Product.rating dot. So we see the rating and the rate. Okay. And then we'll have after that. Let's also have a star. How many stars we need? So we'll have I dot. And then there's nothing here, so we'll call it far dash star. Perfect. Then after that, we'll have the H3. We'll have display of display 6. We'll have a font weight of bold, and it will also have a 6. Then this will have euro. Now we want to have euro, and this will be product dot price. Product dot price. Okay, that's it. And then we go on to p dot lead, and then this will be raw product dot description. Okay, And then after that, we can now go on to another thing. We want to have a button to buy. Okay, we want to make the users be able to buy. Button dot btn. So it should be btn outline, dark. And then you have a px of this is padding x of 4, padding y of 2. And then inside here we'll have on click. We'll have on click event, which will be having this, and then we'll have anonymous function, which is returning add product, and then here we'll have product. Okay, and then inside that button it will be add to cart. Then after the button, now we'll have another nav link. So this nav link will have to be cart. Okay, and then plus name will be equals to button dark, and then we'll also have padding x of 3. Also we'll have padding y of 2, and then we close nav link. Let's just close it, and then we'll go to cut. And then we're closing that. Let's just closing that. I think we have an error here. So we have an error. And see it compared to an error. And then you are getting another error. Let me show you how it looks like now. You're getting another error here. Oh, this is not found. So let's just have a function to do that. So we'll have const add product, which would be equal to, and then it will have a product, parameter, and then it will be doing this. So what it will be doing, it will be dispatching to dispatch. So basically this should be below the use dispatch. So it will dispatch add cart. So this is like sending data to the product store. Now that we are having Redux Store, I see the error went away. We don't have an error now, we just have our one onion. So let's finish up. So after that, now we go to our final return. We want to be able to show you something. Let me show you. We want to show you a product here with product ID of 1. Now that we have 1, we need to be able to show you how that works. So we have container here, and we'll also have another row, but this one inside here, let's destructure this to be loading. You ask yourself, is it loading? No. If it's loading, we return the loading thing. we return loading. If it's not, we return show product. Perfect. Sorry, I think we have an error. So loading is not defined. So I think we have an error. This first of all, sorry, this is where we have an error. Now it looks cool. Should be loading, not loading. That's a second. Let's solve that. And see, we have something now. But now, let's do something like a container. Let's say py of 5. And then in this row, py of 4. Now let's see how it looks like. So just a second. Let me just go back to this. Now let me make it a bit wider. Just test what we did. So first of all, we have this. Let me zoom in. It looks so wide. So that's how it looks like. Okay. Now if you click go to cart, we'll now start building on the cart. So let's go back to our e-commerce. Sorry, we have not built. Let me show you how we are going to be correcting that. So let's first of all correct this home. So we never called home. So we want to call all the products to home. So let's just go back to home. Remember we did the comment here in the last video. So now let's call in product. You see the products here. So if you go home, you'll have products, and then you can also open buy now. Then you can see now it's working. Our navigation is working. So now we'll now start working on the cart. So in the next video, we are not going to be building the cart fully. So see you in the next video. So and then there's one thing I wanted to let you know. Kindly just subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be showing you other tricks, especially when we'll be working with a cat. And I'm going to be also showing you how to add and how to remove from cat. So very interesting. I hope you learned how to navigate in this video. You also learned some bootstrap. Bootstrap sometimes is a bit aggressive, but you also learned that. You also learned how to dispatch products to Redux. But I'll cover Redux in the video after we have finished building our cart. See you when we'll be building our cart.